Oh, we're back, I think. So, welcome back to uh, the reconstruction for Harbin Mandarin sound changes. Um, Honestly, there's still like a minute or so, so I might as well wait for that. So, give it another minute and we'll officially start. But right now, I think we can talk about some of the sound changes that were happening. So last time, what did we do last time? Uh, Last time it was um a few sound changes. Oh, right, we cleaned up the uh we cleaned up some of the yod insertion in Harbin. So we had um for example, previously we had like a whole mess here, but I think the easiest explanation the simplest explanation right now is that there was a yod insertion before or between k and before a velar and which caused this raising. That's how we got yin, and I think that was what we were stuck on. It was yin, and to it's not a verb. Don't say to. Uh, yin, which means hard from Nyang, I believe, if we could find it. Control F is our savior in these times of need. Or yeah, sorry, not Nyang, it's just Ngang. Ngang becoming um yeah, Ngang, and then we go through this change which makes it Nyang, and then Nyang the ya from that becomes E. So we get Ning, and then uh or yeah, and then nga and drop. So we get um yeah. So going through this, nyang ngang becomes yang becomes yin, and that's what we get. But then there was also some trouble with um I think it wasn't quote unquote, it was gone, I think. Um or is it liver? Yeah. Gone, becoming gan and not gian, or well, in that case, jian. Um, and we decided that okay, after this move, then we needed to turn all to so that gone becomes gan, but it doesn't become jian, but uh because the next yod insertion only happens between ge, only happens in ge an syllables. And so that explains why yeah, to speak to speak talk, I think. I'm surprised it's not here. Or say might be the word. Yeah, there we go. That's why gong becomes jia, or sorry, gong becomes jiang, and yeah, so that becomes jiang, and not gang, and not gang. And we're assuming that everything with gang is a loan from somewhere, some other time. But yeah, uh, gang, yeah. So that's what we did last time. Essentially, these cleaning up the sound changes between g and ya, or between null and ya. And so we're ready to move on to the next thing, I think. So yeah, con becomes can, and um yeah becomes do we have anything else? Um was that it? Oh right. I was thinking of this. I was thinking of so let's for the first things first. Let's deal with this, which is me or tail or me. And sorry, just messing with stuff. Messing with settings. Okay. But yeah, let's look at tail, because tail was giving us some trouble. And I was thinking, where is it? Control F tail. It's probably quickest. Yeah, it was giving us some trouble. There are two lemmas for this, which are ni and wait, ni and probably like something to do with, I think right here we had it as V, but that's just because of the fact that this becomes a wa or some sort of labial, either a va or a wa in some languages and a ma in some others. So we're just kind of like smushing the two initials together to make this form. But that was never a very satisfying answer. But I think what would be a better answer would be something like moi, or well, it'd be um in the rising tone. Either moi or yeah, I think moi is the most reasonable because we already have like something like ui, right? We have the ui rhyme, and we also have separately an oi rhyme, I think. In what was it? In the word for back, I think. So if we control F oi, yeah, we have oi. Um, we have oi that later becomes ui in Cantonese, for example, and I think uh this ui also later becomes uh a after a labial. So I think uh we already have a labial, which is what was throwing me off. So moi would seem weird, because Linician stuff usually happens after, um, it usually happens after some like high element or glide, and so I didn't want it to be moi. So I think moi is probably the most sensible. So, um, because we already have boy becoming bay, we might not be able to find it here. Might not be close enough. But yeah, boy becoming bay. In this case, moi becoming or moi becoming wei would be, I think, sensible. So essentially, it's just the M dropping off in the initial, and then um oi becoming oi following the normal development for of oi after a labial, which is like raising to ui, and then afterwards becoming e, and so you end up with uh well e and then breaking into wei, so you get moi, or I might need a text file, but essentially what I'm thinking is so moi becoming wei, becoming wui, becoming we, becoming wei, or something like that. Okay, good. So let's just put that in there for the time being. And then let's replace MVI. There we go. With our uh, form now. Of course, the issue here is that uh, something on my keyboard. Let's get that out of there. Uh, apologies. Yeah, obviously the issue, well, not obviously, but like the issue with this reconstruction is that we would not know, or at least it wouldn't be clear why it only does so before wa and not some other, like for example, before u. Why does this not palatal or palatalize? Why does this not the night, or why does that not drop off? So that could be something of an issue. I really wish this would be smaller. I wish we could like adjust the height of this, but alas, do we have? Okay, I actually can't find it. Uh, where is it? Boy, there we go. Right now it's at my, which is not good. Um, so you probably want rule number 0. Okay, yeah. All to oo for a labial. Did I not put wa here? I did not. So let's do that. And then let's apply that and see uh why. So okay, that's good, which means probably that we could push the dropping of m as early as possible. So to null um, at the beginning of a word followed by a wa, and that's specifically a wa and not um. So okay, we have boy raising, and then labial dissimulation. Okay, this is still one. This is still one. Uh, none of this really matters, I guess. Simplification one. Okay, and then we're getting what to nothing before uh what's the word boundary again? Dollar sign, I think. Blank and then wa. And then if we apply that, we get dang it. Right. I keep forgetting that this requires this symbol some like an equal sign somehow. That's not the usual notation, I believe. Actually, how do sound changes work? How do people write down sound changes? Yeah, it's usually just a greater than symbol and not like equals. Like it's just that bit. It's just this bit is what I meant, and not doesn't include that bit. Wait, uh, it doesn't include the equal sign. But yeah, I think that we're good. This is way in the right tone. So that is swell, as they used to say. But yeah, I think last time we were messing around with uh ngang. Last time we were messing around with ngang, and then this becomes ying, which is correct. Let's just stop this before rule 99. So we can so it's less unwieldy, I guess. Yeah, we were on yin. Ngang becomes yin. Mo becomes me, or me, but that is not the case because no, it is, I think. Um, let's just check the cognates. We're on the grind, which is me, which is good, which is correct. and then two for second. Mm, So ni becomes 二, san becomes 三. I know these off the top of my head. So this is 四 becomes 四, 五 becomes 五, 六 becomes 六, 七 becomes 七, 八 becomes 八, 九 becomes 九,日 yeah, 日 becomes 十, and yang becomes 两. So that seems to be it. Let's just do like a quick once over. Me messing around with OBS again. Just give me 1 second. Let's let this off into a separate window. This window captures three. Good. And then we can do that. And then right now you're only seeing half a screen, so let me just move that over there, and we are good. Oh, it seems like one of my downloads has failed. Oh well, such is life, I guess. Uh, Actually, do I even want this to do that? Do I just want that and then this on top? So, give me 1 second. Let me just reorder some things. This is what you're seeing me this is what I'm seeing right now. Good. Oh, why are the bars all wonky? Okay, for some reason, okay, just do that. You don't. No one needs to see the cross anyway. Okay, so looking at these, we have. Let's start from the top again. With 火. At this point, we should just unapply that. And then we have 火, 火, 2 and 3, yeah, 火, B. So that last one is what the second one is what we want. 去, which is correct even though it isn't technically in the list of words. 水, 水 is correct. Yeah, and then 嘴, 嘴 is correct. 可, it's good. We haven't decided quite yet, but both of these give 薛, which is not quite correct, but because of the nature of the syllable with a voiceless initial here and I really hope you could see my mouse. Let me check. Can I see my mouse? Yes, I can. That's good. But yeah, with we can see the voiceless initial stop coda final means the sound changes are random or the tone distribution is random and we kind of that's like a known fact. So I'm not too worried about that. Now, 鼓, that checks out as well. 鼓. Well, again, this goes to 鼓, but like, 鼓. I don't know. It seems like body parts have more of a rising tone contour. But anyway, uh, 你 你 is correct. 跟 is correct. 来 is correct. 语 is correct. And then it's either one of these lemmas. I think I'm leaning towards 我, but just based on other stuff. But then 我 is 我 becoming 我 isn't that big of an issue. Uh Name, we don't actually have like a basic word recorded in Harbin, but from Miang going to Ming is I think this is good in like this is good enough just because it's also present in like standard Mandarin as Ming. Um, no clue, I think. For this one, I managed to like finagle it so that it looks right for Harbin, but I think there are issues with other languages where this becomes kind of a mess. Anyway, Wing is very poorly conserved in all of these languages, but I think the one that makes sense as the ancestor to Harbin would be Qi Bong or Qi Bang. So that turns into 翅膀, but then they roticized it, so it's 翅膀. Uh, right. And then after that, meat, 肉, becoming 肉. Uh, 手 becoming 手. Hand, fly, the insect, going, I think only the ying is can be reconstructed. So ying, or sorry, not ying. That's my bad. Should be ying. Ying becoming ying. Night, ya becoming ye. Ear, ni becoming r. And uh 2-1 is just because of Santi reasons, because there's something behind it. The final three drops off. Neck, yang becoming jing. That's normal. But it's also not a word that's attested here. Instead, they use something like bo, I think. Bo, or yeah, something like that. Which I don't think can be reconstructed to their common ancestor, right? Because you'll use jing, jing, jiang, jia, jiang, jiang, jiang. Yeah, so it's just Mandarinic, and if you count, what are these called again? Jin. If you count Jin as separate, then Mandarinic and Jin, but I think those two form. I don't think Jin is a valid grouping in that not there are quote unquote Mandarin dialects that are descendants of Jin. Anyway, like I mean that in a cladistic sense and not like a geographical sense. But yeah, you don't have that, but the word would be Jin, I think. Yeah, and again, and all are kind of uh vague after the Yuek line, and so like I think given that there's a Yue, like it doesn't matter whether it's Ao or all because those fall together after Yue. But yeah, Yuan is correct. I honestly at this point I'm tempted to call this like reconstruct this as yawn because the like these UL sequences just don't appear that much, and uh we could just call the first one a palatal glide and then have the rounding from the all transfer over to the ya, becoming a yaw. Uh Actually, I think that might be what I'll do after we go through this list. That's what I'll do. Change all of the you to y'all. Um, yeah. Continuing along, there are two lemmas here. I probably should just put them down uh as the two separate because there's zhou, which is zhou, or no, actually there might be like some sort of stop ending here or something like zoo. That's what I think. Anyway, for now. Uh but yeah, this is something we can interrogate in a bit. Oh, uh you don't have um you don't use that word. Instead, you're using Vong, which becomes 房子. So yeah, Vong becoming 房 for house, for to do to make. I'll just put that in afterwards. Stone. Um, yeah, becoming 石. That's correct. Bitter, cool. Cool becoming cool. That's also correct. It basically survives unchanged except for the unknown initial tone contour. And then we have to say gong becoming jiang, which we tackled last time. Tooth nga becoming ya, uh, which is not correct, and that is why we do these checks. So just give me 1 second. And I think this is good. Let me just remove that other window and then pop Lagzergy back in. That is not what I wanted to do. That is the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. Thank you, my very broken mouse. Uh, right. Good that we caught that. The word for tooth is nga. Nga becoming ya is very important to us. So, huh. Okay. Nga becoming ya is important because that means um has to survive unchanged. Okay, so that means these two happen at different times. This has to happen before the unrounding thing, I think. Wait, is does that happen only after? Wait, do I even have the all to wall rule? I don't. I don't. And that's what we lose by losing sight of this guy. So this guy to do. There should be either zo with something like that, or zu with the going tone or the departing tone. And so let's just take a look at that. Yeah, T is back. I think I'm just gonna set this as a default stop T. So let's do that and then check. Uh, where are you? No, not that one. It's before that. It's after the wing. Yeah, this becomes the, which is not right. This should be 做, which means we completely forgot the what all rule somewhere. And in this case, this would be if it's not before a uh or not after a wa, then that means this has to happen then, and then uh yes, this has to happen then. Um and then afterwards the wa inserts itself. Wait, what after um an to where's the to where is the to to or to after, there it is. So to after thingy. nga to okay, nga to null after that, and then after that, uh, I feel like that means these two have to happen at two different times, right? Or maybe ya is original. Uh, let's do a little bit of a Wiktionary dive, shall we? Let's check the word for Asia. And yes, more importantly, the first character of this. This is a that initial, which is what I thought. Oh, which is what I thought. Uh, obviously, it's not part of our basic word list, but I think that's a good benchmark, regardless. Okay, so becomes hmm. Okay, okay. So Mandarin, if we trust that, the Mandarin does um Mandarin does words words vampy. Mandarin does end up inserting yeah in front of an if there is no initial, which is normal. Hello, everyone looking at the sheet. Maybe I should post the sheet in. Maybe I should post the link to the sheet at the end, in the description. So give me 1 second. Let me go into YouTube Studio and do that real quick. Hopefully that doesn't show on uh my OBS. Like switching windows. I think I'm fine. Okay, good. Let me just head to live. This thing. Uh, Spreadsheet here. Hopefully it lets me edit while I'm. Okay, it doesn't let me post a link, but I'm just going to remove the HTTPS colon double slash, and you guys can copy this and put it into your uh, browser, and that way uh, you'll be able to see, you'll be able to look at uh, that yourself. Good. Uh, okay. So I think Nga has to lose its uh, thingum. Nga has to drop so that yeah, and then yeah has to be inserted after or before. Wait. Okay, this is one of those cases where I have to like isolate those sound changes again. So let's take a look which ones are the ones that are relevant. The null to ya and then the nga to dropping. So let's well, yes, we have to copy all these down first. All these classes and then um nga dropping, nga droppage, yeah, nga glottal loss. Yod excrescence, I believe, is also one that we need. And then Ya to E, I think is irrelevant, but let's just have that here just to be safe. Retroflex assimilation is irrelevant. E to E, not that. This one is important. And then yeah, I think these two as well. On rounding, and then so we want our nga. Where is nga? Nga here, And applying that would just give you yeah, applying that would give you yeah, which is fine. But right now it's giving, oh, because we want a tone and we have to like put in a tone. So where's the bit that deals with all the tones? I think it's voiced X to H. And then retroflex, not even retroflex, it's just voiced X to H, which we need to put in. And then tone split, devoicing, entering sonnet, so tone shift. Uh, so that, but then these are all technically not what we want. Just put in tone merger as well, though. And then applying that gives us yeah, which is not right because the yeah is applying its change to a bit too early. So instead, the yeah, I think this one is irrelevant. So let's just do that again. Yeah, smoothing has to happen after this then, right? Wait, does that work? Because if all to in oh, this is in closed syllables, so that should be fine. And all to in wait, we're good then. Does your because if your becomes yeah, wait, no, we've bled away all the yaws, right? No. Yeah, we've bled away all the yaw finals, but then those get added back in because of all the final stops dropping. But yeah, let's just try this. Let's just try putting this after that. Let's call this 12, for example. We don't even have need so, and then this one could be all to everywhere, right? And then, well, that's still messed up. No, I was just the problem is that I'm figuring stuff out about other sound changes that don't apply here, and we still haven't dealt with the original problem. But it seems like this makes sense, just all becoming and then smoothing to eh. But who knows? That might not be correct given what we're dealing with. I think that might mean that nga loss is a very late thing, and then ya as well. Uh, or maybe we can just ignore this word for now, because it's not in the set. I think, hmm, I think right now, I think right now, the sensible thing to do would be to move no loss much, much later. No, but then it still excretes and then, uh, excretes a ya, and then after the ya gets excreted, uh, it still gets smoothed. So that's an issue. How do I deal with words like jia? Or do I just not deal with words like jia? I just haven't dealt with words like jia. Okay, so it's like part of a bigger problem. It's not just isolated to nga. Um, which means this has to happen. Yacht excrescence has to happen uh after this rule, after the smoothing rule. Does that break anything? Or the smoothing rule has to happen like way early. Where is it? This rule. The smoothing rule has to happen way early. Uh, does this break stuff? This does break, I think, the words with stop finals. Because this becomes 学. Does this break it? No. Oh, does it break yeah? Or yeah? Do we have any like yachts or yacht? Or yeah is some other case, but like do we have anything like yeah, yeah, which is very early on. Um, so let's keep these in mind. Let's do yacht as well. Let's keep yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Because we have this is just copied over here, so only the first two are relevant. Okay, let's apply these. Uh, that does that mean we just have to like copy the entire thing and then like uh okay, let's just copy the entire thing and then wait, does that even well, okay, if that's the case, might as well just like move these over here, right? And then we can load the other thing later on and work with these. Sh is correct, but you can't, you have to, no, but these are original. So these are original yes. Goodness, I shouldn't have, whatever. No, 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 it's not there. It's not this. This is what I meant. Uh, are there any, um, uh, at or like gat or gat or gat? No, I guess not. So that wouldn't be a problem. So we could just push the yod expressions much later without any issue. Unless yeah to E. What made me put this what made me put this earlier then? Ya to E before it's because of words like ying. It's because of words like ying, where you need the ya to appear, right? Yeah. It's because of words like ngang becoming ying. If ngang becomes yin, that means the ya has to yeah ngang and han becoming or ngang and rang becoming yin and xing. That means the ya has to appear before an ah or between a velar and an ah before it smooths because otherwise that wouldn't work. So that has to follow these two have to follow each other. But then are there actually any words that go from ga to ya or ga to ya? Or is it just okay, so the question now is after which consonants does ya become ye? It might just be a null initial. Um no, not just a null initial, but also after even though the word isn't here, it also happens after a sibilant. So, for example, snake is jia. Jia becomes instead of ja, it becomes jia, or well, yeah, jia instead of becoming sha, it becomes sha, which means ya has just moved to yeah or yeah after the labial, or not the labial, after the retroflex sibilant. So the question now is, are there any other cases of this? Like, is there bia? Is there bia? I don't think there is bia, like, at all. Um, there is nothing after a labial. Like, ya just doesn't appear after a labial. It doesn't appear after a dental. Uh, ch, yes, it can appear after a retroflex, though. Uh, like in Hokkien, gongxia. So apart from, so it can appear after retroflexes, but like they get treated similarly. Retroflexes and the null. So maybe it's just blocked by a velar. Where's that sound change? Uh, but are there any like original gyas? I don't think so though. I think all the gyas have to appear afterwards. So is it possible to like just shift this up? Can we just like shift this up? Like, does this have to be this far down? Or can we like shift these two down? I genuinely don't know why I put this down, this far down. Let's like just do that. Or like let's see what happens if we move to the very beginning as soon as we find it. Yeah, smoothing. Right. Smooth you to the very, very beginning. Apply this. Yeah. Okay, so that is an issue because okay, and this is there because of the right, because the final stop loss is an issue for that. So, what if instead of that, this has to drop after all of those? But then, do we see the same issue with uh ga? Is my question. Uh, so do we have ga? So let's just assume ga. Is there gan ga ga? I can't think of a word with that kind of shape. So no got either. Cat is very obviously a loan word. I'm thinking of the word in Cantonese from card. Cat, cat, cat. No, that's not a word. Um, hot, hot, hot is not a word either. So yeah, why don't we just delete that and instead just move the yacht expressions and yak smoothing like way. Oh, because is it because of yacht not being able to ya to e? Does this raise before k? Is the question. Nga. Right. We could use nga as a benchmark. I guess it doesn't really matter. E. But if we look at the word forehead, or as the poor person, or as uh the old RP people used to say horrid. I think it rhymes with horrid. This is which means this is wrong. Which means our expressions should have it. Wait, this, yeah, this only happens, which means this doesn't happen after a velar. This only happens before a ng, which means we can generalize this to happening after all velars if we can simply take this and move it after all the stops drop. And furthermore, after the smoothing happens. Shit. uh, so no, that's not okay. Okay, let's see what went wrong. Uh, okay, yod excrescence is fine, but then you want to smooth it after. Want to smooth it after stuff. Okay. I feel like this is one of those moments where I have to like take some pen and paper out and uh, yeah, to like take some pen and paper out. Is there just like a blank screen I could draw on? Uh, let's bring up like MS Paint or something, and then I'll okay. Let me just get OBS to capture that as well. What is it? Like window capture? Paint. Okay. Select a window, MS Paint. Okay. And MS Paint is fine, I think. Oh, it's not showing for some reason. Oh well, that's an issue. Why aren't you showing? Oh, I guess that wouldn't work. All right. Goodbye, MS Paint layer. Guess that won't work. Uh, okay, but like, do we just have like let's just do like, you know, new new Google Docs file. Let's do that. Docs.google.com. Blank document. Can do that. Or, well, nope. It's showing. Is it showing? I need to know if my privacy is protected. I think that worked. Yeah. You can see me doing, you can see me messing around with Google Docs. So let's just do that, blank document, and then let me just do a little bit of messing around with that. Here we go. Begone suggestions. Do not need your AI. Okay, so let's see what we know. We know that nga becomes ya, or well, that doesn't work right now. Okay, so nga becomes ya means nga becoming, goodness, please don't do that. Nga becoming ya implies that yeah, implies that um uh velar loss, or no, yod insertion uh after smoothing, right? After ya smoothing. And then our second item, which is ga to gya, or yeah, ga to, no, stop capitalizing my damn things. Uh Ga to jia implies the same thing. Yes, let's just do that. Let's just do these two here. Next item, ja implies ja and dia, which might not even be on the list. But we're using words outside the list anyway by consulting for it. Yeah, yeah, yeah to sh, I think. Yes. Yeah to sh and yeah to um yeah implies that ya smoothing happens after so final stop. So stop loss happens before yeah smoothing, right? Yes. And then yeah smoothing before uh yacht insertion. Is there anything that contradicts that? Nga. Nga tells us or nga to stop capitalizing. Okay. Nga to implies yeah smoothing before stop loss though, right? No, after. So it is stop loss after yeah smoothing. But then I thought we had other things to look at. Nga becomes and importantly, it's not yeah or wait, no, nga has to be a loan word because otherwise, not necessarily actually. Nga, nya, and then if we're assuming that only because we do see a lot of ow words, but all those ow words are ancestrally all. And I think ak just drops entirely. Nga, nya, nye, and then or maybe it doesn't even insert here, right? Because if huh, huh, that's weird. That's weird, I think. Um, so okay, so yacht smoothing happens before yacht insertion, and then well, both of these are stop loss before yaw smoothing. So yaw smoothing, so stop loss happens and then yaw smoothing and then yaw insertion. I think is what we're is how this is going. So I don't think this matters. These two have to go afterwards because stop loss, yaw smoothing, yaw insertion. So okay, so let's just put so stop loss and then stop loss. Wait, stop loss yaw smoothing, yaw insertion. So this happens after yaw smoothing and stop loss. So sort of two rows below, and then I don't know why I put two rows there. Just one is enough, I think. Yaw smoothing, and then stop insertion, or not stop insertion, or yaw insertion. Right. This can stay here. I don't think that's an issue. This can be simultaneous with that. Does this have to be, does this have to happen? No, but then the problem is forms like uh ngang and like ra, I guess. Do we have ra? Is the ra, well, these work perfectly as of now, but then the problem is that where are you? The problem is that these two imply that I don't know why I double that up there. But yeah, these lines imply that yod insertion happens before uh that isn't quite the same, to be fair. Uh yeah, okay, smoothing. So yeah, smoothing elsewhere. And then but this is just like open syllable yeah smoothing, right? And if so yes, I was right the first time. This has to move uh after afterwards. So what do we have now? We have after yod smoothing and this open syllable BS. Well, I guess we'll put a pin on that. That has to be dealt with at some point. Because I don't think that's correct. I think that's correct if you're looking at it from a phonetic perspective, from a phonemic perspective. Yeah, from a phonemic perspective, it doesn't that's not right. Or like the not W is not right. So yes, let's put a pin on that. But let's just quickly reorder some stuff. Uh, actually, let me just save this real quick to Harbin. This should be correct with everything in the right order or the previous order. And then we want to move uh, two rules down, which are the yacht excrescence. Yes, the yacht excrescence, as well as uh, the yaw smoothing before velars. So yacht excrescence and yak smoothing. These get the right number of lines here. These should go after yaw smoothing elsewhere. Yaw smoothing 10. If we apply that, things will mess up. Or maybe they don't. In which yeah, this would be but I think I'm comfortable calling that a loan word from some other variety. Uh, and nothing messes up, surprisingly. So that's quite nice. Now all we have to do is renumber all of the rules. Is that would that be an issue? Yes, loss has to happen after that. So all of these numbers just get reduced by one. So this becomes 5. This becomes 6. This is 6.5. 7. What's 6.5 in like actual? No, I did. I think I remember trying to go like 13 halves and it not working. Yeah. So 6.5, 7, 8, or wait. Okay. Retroflex the simulation valve. Does that? Yes, because they're both retro. Are breaking? Are breaking? Wait, where's R breaking? R breaking is to R for a non-stop. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. The syllable r becoming r. Um, and then same with the this happens at the same time as the retroflex assimilation, right? Okay, and then stop, drop, and roll becomes 8, and then yaw smoothing becomes 9. I don't know why this is capitalized. I don't want this to be capitalized. No, wait, let's do that. Yaw smoothing. And then after yaw smoothing, this becomes 10, and then yak smoothing becomes 11, and then everything else has to uh, wait. Let me just mark that. Uh, can this take place at the same time? I think so, right? There's nothing stopping these from taking place at the same time. No, because all to would taking place at the same time would mean it conflicts, which means original yaws would conflict with this, and so this has to happen before the rest of that. So okay, uh, this is no, this would be 12. This would have to be 12 again. 12, 12, 13, 13, etc., etc. Then 13, and then this is 14. Okay, but then okay, this should work. This should be fine if we load everything, but this I don't think works. I don't think this works. I think this will continue to be that because um all is a variant of uh. Okay, so let's load this again, apply that, uh, and then let me just set up my OBS so that this works normally. We have um Pro Max has to be uh right. Yes, yes. That's how we did it. This is how we did it, and then we will continue to uh have LexRG be full screen like so. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Let me just keep these on my screen, and then let's start from the top, I guess. Hold B, sh is correct. I think that was one of the ones we had to keep in mind. Where is stone? What? Where are you? Uh, no, sh is, sorry. I was thinking of, sh and not sh. Sh is, what's the word? Tongue. There we go. Tongue. Sh is good. Uh, Miang becoming Ming is good. Shi becoming Shi is good. Wings, Ying is always Ying. Ya becomes Yeah, which is good. That checks out. Yang becoming Jing is good, even though it's not here because reasons. Uh, I still haven't updated that. Let me just quickly do that and then save it. Where are you? Uh, so or Zu or Za, I think. Let's just say it's T because T is the least uh it's just the least marked. Ah, right. And then now we have to add an extra rule, which is wall, right, all becoming wall. And how early can we add that? I think we can add that as early as possible. I don't think uh that messes with anything. Let's just grab, let me just grab Lexergy and put you back where you belong with all the other tabs that we have. I think this doesn't mess up. If it messes up, it'll be between okay, so let's just say insertion. And let's just call this one. I think if all no, sorry, null becomes why is there an E? I guess my computer's actually experiencing issues before an all. And I think applying this shouldn't do anything. Do well, by anything I mean anything bad. 做 yeah. 做 well, 这里做的 right? 做 yeah. 做做。So it looks like yeah, even you guys are 做. So no wait, 做might be something. So this might actually be this. 做 做 yeah. And then uh no, I meant this actually. 做 and then oh, something happened. Oh, right. We want this and then in open syllables. Like, okay. Oh, right. Tone and open syllables because that's how that's how this game works. So yeah, so now you should be right. 做 and Cantonese would be 走. Um, but yeah, this looks right. And then 做住 yeah, I think at this point we might as well change the or no, there's something else we wanted to test, which is to make sure that this is the right step. We want to put this at the very end of that to make sure that nothing messes up either. And I think everything looks fine. So 做 specifically still works perfectly fine. And then I don't think I see any messed up things, so it can stay there. And that means we can put wa or null to wa before an open syllable. Wa before an uh, open syllable like that. Except before velars, actually. I almost forgot about that. Except before velar. Um, because if that happens, then ngol would be 我, but I don't think that's the regular reflex. Or yeah, 我 is infamously not a regular reflex, at least according to people who know more about this than me. Um, so yes, 我, so we should make sure that this is not. How do you do a not again? I know we had some things that exclude a thing. Is it exclamation mark? Exclamation mark at K. Did I save this? I might have saved this. I think I saved this. 做这 I think I saved this so I could just replace all of this with, for example, go, and then this would be ge. Okay, so that's good. It's good. Uh, and while we're at it, I think let me just change these up to uh after having marinated this in my mind for about 30 seconds and not revisiting the matter. I think y'all is the more sensible reconstruction here instead of ya or yo. Ya or yo. I still can't make it sound like one single segment in my head or in my mouth, I guess. Uh, but in this case, I think both of these are parallel enough that I am comfortable calling them that. And also yon, which is right before zu. So let's just do that. Replace that with yo. And I don't think there are any more doublets of that type. Or, well, they aren't real doublets, but like, reconstructed, uh, I don't know, wiggle room. I don't think there are any more like, well, I can't say there isn't more wiggle room in the reconstruction, but what I meant was when it comes to that thing specifically, there isn't much, or there aren't any more items with that specific uh variance between uh two possible reconstructions. And I think uh this would mess up just because she is fine. Oh, is that how the sound change worked? Because xie, infamously, this is also irregular because this turns into xie instead of the more regular uh yeah. So let me see. Um, yawn is going to mess up because that is not yeah, this becomes yan. But what we want is yuan. So I'm pretty sure this can go in one as well. And that is yod rounding or something like that. Ooh, I am getting kind of hungry. So we'll do this for another like maybe 40 minutes and then we'll call it there. Maybe not 40, maybe 30 minutes. Like around half an hour, quarter past ish. So yod becomes a yua. Where is yua? Gib yua. I'm just gonna copy it from here if we can find it. There we go. No, not that one. Here. Let's just copy that. Let's do that. And then say that this happens before and all. Yes. And then yuan should. This becomes xue and this becomes yuan. Good. And then let's save that before we forget. Save the rules, save the word list, and then back to our usual um that I think. Let's just grab that out of there, and hopefully this exposes the right thing. This should work. This should be correct. And then just have you be window capture. Why aren't you working? Just okay. This is strange. This is strange. This is not something I'm used to happening. So let's just reset that. Okay, never mind. We can just flip between the two tabs, even though it's less than ideal. Uh, but yeah, at that 做 is fine. The previous thing that messed up, we're trying to interrogate is the ya or yod insertion, right? Oh, wrong. Wu fang, these are good. Ja is stone, I think. But now it messes up, I think. Ja becomes shi. This is annoying. Let me just get a swig of water. Mm. Stay hydrated. I should probably not be giving that advice since I don't do it myself. I should take my own advice. Um, okay, but like this becomes messed up now because ja would require sure. So let's do that. Let's just okay. Ja becomes sure. Right. Where can I find? Let's just do that. Let's just use that. Sure. This implies that ya smoothing before stop loss. Does this mess up anything? So we have let's start with that, right? So we have ya smoothing before yod stop it. Yod insertion. Stop loss before ya smoothing. And then stop loss. Right. We're going to ignore this for now. And then yod insertion before yak smoothing. But then yak smoothing before stop loss. So that is a big issue. Um, well, not yeah. But then this one is also a stop loss. So what is going on here? So I think what's going on here is because everything else is lost. Like every other stop has been lost before a certain point in time, say. But yeah. Uh, so okay, there are specific sound changes, right? There are specific sound changes that deal with g before u, o, e, and e. That's how we get words like hey for black. And um, before that, or no, after that, we also have specific sound changes targeting other stops, right? So maybe no, but then are there any more rules we can juice from this? So yak smoothing for stop loss, so that's fine. So the insertion doesn't have to. So this has to happen, and then maybe this happens. No, but then this that just feeds into that again. But then why is stop loss right? Stop loss is troublesome because uh this exists. Actually, let's remove all of these. And let's bring in this set of words again. So ga nga jia. It's just I'm not sure that word. Ga or ga nga uh ja yeah or ja yeah. Should chop them off quicker. And then yeah at the very end. And then we also have ngang and rang. So let's do that. And that, that, and then apply. So yeah, yeah, but then this one joins that which is not good. Which is not good because what wait. What if K gets lost first? K gets lost very early on, and then this happens. Uh, no, but then no, this the same rules apply. Or because we still need ya to E before it stops. But then it's telling us stop is lost before ya smooths. Yod is inserted before yak smooths and yak. But then why did you capitalize? Begotten capitalization. Ya smooths before yod. Stop loss before ya smooths. So stop, and then ya smoothing, and then yod insertion, and then yak smoothing, and then stop loss. And then stop loss goes before ya smoothing again. Uh, right. Which means yak. Are there two periods of yak smoothing? I hate introducing the same sound change over and over again. This is already bugging me a bit. Until like this was bugging me a bit until I could like specify it's one specific syllable type that gets that. And it's really weird because it's like just one specific it's not even like velars and it's like g and so it's like specifically the syllable gang that becomes jiang, but kang still stays as kang and hang still stays as hang. So strange. Anyway, uh shouldn't keep getting distracted. Um yeah, smoothing before stop loss, allowing consume. So it seems like this has to go before yaw smoothing. Yak smoothing has to go before stop loss, which means maybe that stops get lost. Okay, let's make this more specific. Loss, and then this is specifically the loss or loss, and this would be loss, right? So if this is true, then the is lost before that, and then ge is lost after that. Oops. Or well, I would assume P and T are parallel, or but and the, or up and would be parallel. Uh, this is fine, but then that means we have to like front load all of this. think Gerlos. This is specifically like Gerlos after A though, but then it also goes through all of that. Let's see if these are yaw smoothing, Delos, yaw smoothing, yaw insertion, Delos, yaw smoothing, or yaw smoothing, insertion, and then yaw smoothing. Can we move this up there? Because this has to also become because otherwise, if this is the order of operations, then Jia would become she. And put this after I can't put this afterwards because that means the stop would have lost before it could condition stuff like a different result. Like it can't block R. It can't block the word for day becoming R. Uh like two, because two is an open coda and day does not. Unless you use something really inelegant like a final consonant cluster. Or this doesn't happen at the same time. Maybe it smooths, or maybe this happens before. Maybe this happens before open codas only, and then turns into that. And then after that happens, uh, another round of smoothing or another round of simulation takes place. So becoming E, or sorry, E becoming after dr, and like before a stop. Mm, I think that might have to be it, right? Or at least I do want uh at the end of every session for it to make sense, like to actually reproduce all of the words that we have, or at least enough that I could keep in my mind. Uh, yeah. Sorry that this isn't very exciting. Just have to work these things through in my head, I think. Honestly, at this point, I might as well just like stop the stream and then work through it on my own time, because this just requires a bit of like uh feeding all of this through the sound change thing over and over and over again until it arrives at a consistent solution. So yeah, at this point it's just trial and error. It might not be very exciting, but I think I'll just like let this go on for another 10 minutes. This trialing and erroring and not actually trialing. Uh but yeah, that might just be the thing we have to do. Uh, sometimes saying things out loud helps. Sometimes saying things out loud doesn't really help. And I think right now this is one of those times where saying things out loud doesn't really help. And so that's going to be an issue since I'm don't want to have like just huge moments of silence on the stream. Uh, to what? Like this makes sense. I think. Do we want to like keep? No, we don't want to keep. Or maybe those two processes are different. Like this doesn't happen before. Like this happens in before a velar stop, before happening to a velar nasal. They're happening before a velar nasal, and that might have to be it. I mean, technically, you could keep. Uh, and this might just have to happen before a velar stop before a velar nasal. Because if I move you here, then that starts messing up because you don't insert that early enough. Yeah, because like these two have to go in this order, definitely. And if I put you here, then uh then that was the earlier version, which is periodic expressions and yacht moving very early on, which is here-ish, I think. Before no, after this. But still. And then this messes up these two, even though it keeps that. Uh, okay, is there anything? Okay, but then can we? Okay, here's something wild. What if we move this even further up? This is something I want anyway. Does that just work? I'm sure it'll mess up something. Uh, I think it'll definitely mess up something. I just don't know what it is right now. So let's load it up and let's see how many things it messes up. Whoa. Wait, what? Oh, okay. And right. You just like double I could just okay, where is it? I could totally just do like that as well. Just to I mean that no, no, that's not how it works. Okay. Uh what to nothing if it's like before a wa or something, I guess. Okay, it's still not working. Why aren't you working? Not a ga or a wa. There has to be like something like this, right? There we go. That works. Okay. 水来与我名是 yeah, sure is right. I want to check. This one's not right though. That's the issue. Did I just like straight up mess that up? Like, did I just completely ignore that? That didn't work because it's looking like it. Let's just do um, uh, and then let's do ja, yeah, and ja, oops, ja, apply. Yes, this does mess up big time, and I just didn't notice. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. How do we do this? That is a pretty late. No, the smoothing is pretty early. The yod loss is pretty late, I believe, using like actual historical evidence. Uh, yeah. Yeah. No. Sure. 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 Uh, these are right, but these aren't right. Uh, which means in either case, we'll have to move these losses later. Are they the post? Yeah, this has to go later, I think, after they get a chance to smooth. Why do they? Hmm. This one's fine, but why don't these? Why aren't these fine? These aren't fine because we want yaw smoothing to occur before, or I guess we could like optionally do this, right? We can do this, maybe. So that means we just push yaw smoothing forward and then, oh, maybe we turn this into a two-step change for the yaws. And then we can do yaw smoothing here. This would allegedly escape that sound change, but then instead of that, we have uh so ya to that, we have yeah to that, and then oops, where are you? Probably want to look at, if that's the case, we want to look at words like I as well. I as in the thing you see with like yan. Yan. Right, but then my pet uh peeve, I guess, pet peeve slash pet theory slash something similar is that these are actually yeah, schwa, and so that is actually fine. Do I just want to do like if there is a consonant here, is that not how this works? No. It's not because you're targeting the wrong thing. This is the thing you wanted to target. This is not the thing you what? Wait, what am I doing? Uh I thought there was like optional segment. There was like a thing. Okay, I think it's that star. That might be it. That star. It's not how you do things. That is not how you do things. I guess it could just do like the dumb way. Do this the dumb way. Why aren't you working? Because okay, ga is also messing up. or no, Ga's perfectly fine. Ga's perfectly fine. Yeah, Yan. Yeah. Yeah, you aren't. Okay, okay. Let's just do this. This will mess up, but then we want hmm, blank. Okay. Uh, before is it not a menu or like an optional? Not an optional segment, right? So this one is nothing to going if it's sonorant at stop, sonorant something at stop. So is it not this? I thought it would be that. Why aren't you doing that then? Anyway, what I want is like a consonant to be here. Or having someone to help me with this would be quite nice right now. But yeah, uh I think that'll be it for today for this video, the stream. And I'll just figure out how to turn this into optional consonant, and then that's just gonna be my homework for for this session, I guess. And after that, I'll continue on. Yeah, like after that, I'll show the results, and then we'll see what and then yeah, and then I'll save it and for next time. But yeah, thank you all for coming. I and see you same time next week. Like if you liked, subscribe if you're not already. And yeah, if you want to catch my other streams, I also do other streams.